going on, everybody? So today we are going to be talking about Catfish, the new episode. Definitely make sure that you go ahead, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you don't miss any of my videos, y'all. Okay. So today we're talking about Kailan and Jordan. So Kailan, she claims that Jordan is the love of her life, all right? Like, she literally said those words. He doesn't FaceTime her. They don't talk on the phone. So we're already seeing some flags popping up, okay? Like, boop, boop. Hello, girl. Something ain't right. So she says that she's 23. They met when she was 12. Or they met actually 12 years ago when they were online on a chat room. So she was probably like 11 and he was probably like 10 years old according to their ages. So yeah, I don't know why they was on these chat lines and pretending that they was older than they really was. She said that she was 18 at the time, and I think he said he was like 17, 18, something like that. So yeah, they was pretty much both lying about their ages at the time. So she has 3 kids, and she's not with none of the, I guess you could say, baby daddies. So yeah, well, actually 2 of them are twins, so that's the ones that she just had like a year ago. So yeah, they went from the chat room to Kick, so that's how they had their little love affair, if you want to call it that, and that's how they started to get closer and closer. She said that she actually went to Florida twice, supposed to meet up with him. They kind of made arrangements or whatever, and he stood her up both times. I would be pretty pissed about that. Like, I don't know if she solely took the plane to see him. Hopefully, I think it was more so like a vacation thing, or I'm going on a trip. I'm coming this time. I would like to see you while I'm down there, as opposed to, oh, I'm catching a flight to come see you and then you don't show up. Like, that right there is crazy. So anyways, she said that the second time around she was double pissed because she was in Orlando and he pretty much like ghosted her. He didn't answer the phone. He didn't like text her back or anything. So she stopped talking to him for like 2 months after that. So she does have like messages and photos that she showed us. A lot of these messages was a little bit raunchy, where they were like sexting and stuff. He talking about, I'm gonna put a baby in it, I ain't gonna pull out. And she's like, well, that's perfect. Like, pretty much saying that, yeah, that's okay. Like, how many kids you try to have before 30? Like, damn, girl, can't have a baby by everybody. I don't know. I mean, no judgment, but like, you don't even know this dude. How about you talk about, let's get STD test and, you know, all those other things before you come talking about some, yeah, I'm about to go and do this or do that or whatever. So that was their types of conversations that they was having. So she's like, yeah, you know, because you about to be my husband, we about to get married. So they was having some good, serious types of conversations. They look like they're really headed in like a serious relationship type of situation. So then they, you know, Neve and Cammy, they did their thing. They looked up the information that they could find. They were able to find like a Twitter. They found a Cash App. They found a phone number that was connected, and everything was saying Taj Hamill as opposed to Jordan. So that was a little bit weird. And when they looked up the person, it actually looked like it was a girl. So it's like, this is not the same person that she showed pictures of. So that right there was a little bit of a red flag. So yeah, that was like a little bit of an odd twist. Not even a red flag. It was like a weird twist of events. Everything was saying this Taj Hamill name. And the girl, she looked like, you know, she could have been somebody who likes girls or whatever. So they're like, maybe she was young at the time. She was experimenting, didn't want her to know. Even when she said she called him before, he sounded like he was a girl. And that was like years ago. That was like years ago. And mind you, she said she hasn't spoken to him on the phone. So, now it's starting to seem a little catfishy. So Cammy and Neve, they're like, well, that could possibly be his sister, you know, maybe Jordan's sister, because the fact that the numbers are connected, the Cash App's connected, the Twitter's connected, like, sometimes you'll use your older sister or your sibling's account, maybe they have better credit, whatever. So a lot of things can be connected that way. It's possible. At least one good thing was that it did show that the number was connected to Orlando. So at least that shows that the location is probably correct. Next they had Neve and Cammy, they went ahead and they called this phone number. And when they called it, it sounded like it was a female. So they're like, you know, they introduced themselves. And then they were like, you know, can I speak to either Taj or Jordan? Click. End of it. So right there, it's like, hold up. So now this is real crazy because it's seeming like either this person is playing games or they don't want to be uncovered. Like something ain't right here. So they didn't really have anything from there. It was like, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and do what we got to do. You know what? Kailan, we're going to have you reach out. You know, maybe send a Snapchat video. So that's exactly what she did. She sent him a little video. And from there, he actually looked at it, and then he went ahead and he responded. He said, okay, I'll do it. Pretty much saying that he'll come on the Zoom. So, bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. They send him the link, and here it goes. Bloop. Lo and behold, it actually was the same dude from the freaking video. I mean, from the picture. So... and not the Taj person. It was actually the real Jordan. So this was like awesome. You know, it actually turned out that despite everything that felt like it was not going to be the right person, it actually was. But here's where the plot thickens. Or it gets real effed up. So now they have this dude. And, like, for me, just everything about his whole vibe was just kind of shitty. It was just kind of like, nah, like, I would have to dismiss this dude because he just seemed like he was just so nonchalant. He didn't care. She's like, he was pretty much just like, well, I'm just too busy. Like, I don't have time. I work pretty much all the time, and I don't have time to meet up with people or anything like that. But it's like, you're telling this person all these different things. You're having like a real internet relationship with this person, but yet you don't have the time. And she even interjected at one point, Kailan, I'm talking about, and she was like, but so you're telling me you don't have time because he's trying to get financial freedom. He's investing, doing Forex and all these other things. But yet he says that, I mean, she's like, but I work 12-hour shifts because, mind you, she does mail. She's a mail person. She does 12-hour shifts, sometimes 7 days a week, and she takes care of 3 kids. And she was still willing to find some type of time out of her day to see him. But yet he couldn't do the same. He's like, well, sometimes I don't even have time for family. And it's just like, dude was giving every excuse in the book. They asked who was it that answered his phone. He's just like, oh, it was my friend. They're like, okay, so if it was your friend, why is it that she hung up the way she did? You know, why wouldn't she say, oh, hold on, let me get you? And he's like, he was just like making more excuses. And finally, he ends up saying, well, I guess you could say she's kind of like my girlfriend. One of those ones where you just want to slap the... It's like, it was like talking to a teenage boy. Like, that's the vibe that I was getting from listening to the conversation. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you really serious right now? So then he's like, yeah, I guess you can kind of say she's my girlfriend. Then he tells Kailan, well, you know, he was like that most people in the virtual world, you don't expect to see them in real life. And they're like, so how many people are you having these types of conversations with? And he's like, well, maybe like 3 other people. And it's like, so you mean that you're having these phantom relationships? At least if you're going to do it, let them know this is just like a virtual thing. We're never going to be in real life. Like, so don't catch real feelings. Live your real life. Have a good time, and that's it. But he's the type of dude, he's telling them what they want to hear. He's like a narcissist, I kind of feel, because he's becoming the perfect man that he knows that they want him to be, even though he knows fully that this is not who he really is, and he will probably never ever see them in real life. So some of them are probably like Kailan, catching real feelings to a fake person, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, for him, it's just like, this is in real life versus reality. He's like, she didn't even know his real name. His real name was the Taj Hamill person, but he was like, he doesn't tell people his real name. He was like, only certain people need to know that information. They don't need to, people that you're not really going to see in real life. And which, I mean, I get it. If, like, let's say you're, let's say you're an influencer. You're not gonna, a lot of us are not gonna put our first and last government name out there just because there's crazy people out there that's ready to look you up and try to find out where you live and stuff like that. So I understand that. But if you're claiming to have this real special bond and special connection with this person, I would think that you would probably, at least let them know your name. But in his mind, it was like, this is fake. This is never going to be real. He even straight up told her, like, you have 3 kids. I'm not mentally there to be somebody's stepfather. And I was just like, well, hot diggity damn. But yet, the messages say something completely different. Like, he just was like her rock, telling her that it's okay, everything happens for a reason, and it doesn't matter that you have all these kids. Like, and she said even before, like, she was worried about telling him that she had kids, but she always kept it real with him every time she got pregnant and had kids or whatever. And she's just like, wow, you're literally just like every other guy out there, just want to hit it and whatever, and you don't, she was like, don't use my kids as an excuse. She was like, you just pretty much could have been honest. And that's pretty much the same thing that I feel like Cammy was kind of saying, was like, you're giving off straight fuckboy energy, and that's just it. She was like, if you ever are inside of a woman and you feel like you're about to bust, like you're about to come, just hold it out. Just pull it out and don't even do it, because you're not ready for none of that. And it's the truth. Like, you're talking about, I'm going to leave it in and I'm going to put that baby in you. Like, no. Because, like he said, and like I told y'all before, probably, I know I said it many times, like, I'm not the one that likes to always go with the everything happens for a reason. But in this case, I guess it could kind of work, because it's on a case-by-case basis. In this case, it could kind of work, because I do feel like if she would have moved forward with him, if she would have met up with him, he might have put a baby in her, and then she would have been having 4 kids to manage and take care of on her own. Like, this probably would have been like a one-night stand, and he probably would have ghosted her for real, in real life after that. So it's probably best that it turned out this way. But yeah, to me, he definitely was not it. He wasn't the type of person you want to bring home to your parents. It's just like the way, like, he's probably one of those people that, well, from the vibe that I was getting, he's one of those people that are great at probably emails, text messages. They can be that person. But as far as having real life, and that's probably why he avoided having real life conversations, because he knew his real personality, his real characteristics would come out. So that's why he always probably, I'm assuming, wanted to stick to text messages, because that's exciting. People don't really get, the rolling of the eyes. They don't get to see that. They don't get to see like, oh my God, this girl has another kid. Like, they don't get to see that while you're typing. And you get to take breaks, you get to chill. But when it's like, you're like this, having a real conversation, they're seeing who you really are. They're seeing how you really talk, how much of an asshole you really are. How sarcastic you are, how nonchalant, how just blasé you are. They're seeing all those things. So that's probably why he kind of sticks to a certain, certain formula when it comes to these women. But he's definitely manipulative. I definitely was getting all that narcissistic. Like, he's just not the one. And whoever he's with, hopefully she sees this and she's just kind of like, huh, like, this is what you've been doing. Like, literally, dude admitted that he has. I mean, I guess depending on the female, maybe they might be okay with the fact that he's literally emotionally cheating on you with 3 other or 4 other women at the time. Maybe he might not be sexing them, so that's a little bit better. But he's still giving them that emotional, love and respect. Things that, I mean, I wouldn't be okay with it. I'm just letting y'all know right now. Like, it would not be okay. Like, the fuck? You telling this bitch everything? Like, are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Is she your therapist? Like, are you paying her $100 an hour? Or, whatever. I know it might be exaggerating, but, like, you're not paying this person. You're talking about all these sexual things that you're going to do to them. Nah, that's unacceptable. I'm here. You can do that with me. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But, yeah. Whoever he with, who hung up the phone, she may need to reevaluate her situation because something ain't right there. But it looks like they continued their little friendship as more so a platonic type of situation. And they said that he did apologize to her. So hopefully she's able to find somebody that will accept her for who she is and the package that she comes with, at the end of the day. Because she does seem like she's a pretty ambitious person. She has a decent job. She works a lot. She takes care of her kids, I'm assuming. And she said she was going to school for either, I know it was something health related. It was either doctor or a nurse. But either way, she just had to stop that because she had her first child. So, I mean, she it seems like she has an okay head on her shoulder. It's just her relationship life is just not there. And obviously the patterns are showing that she's getting with the wrong types of people. So hopefully, once she sees this as well, she can kind of see where things are kind of falling short and she can kind of move forward from there. But that was the episode, guys. Let me know what you thought about that episode down below. I will see you guys on the next one.